Welcome to Pulse of Culture, here in Toruń, Poland, at Energa Camera Image International Film Festival. With me is a producer and a director of a movie, Life and Deaths of Max Linder, Edward Porębny. So nice to see you.
Hello, hello. Nice to meet you.
So before we start about the unusual technical side of your movie, could you tell us about your character?
Yeah, Max Linder, he was the first truly international movie star. A guy came from nowhere. He was a son of the rural family from Saint-Loubès, next to Bordeaux, small nothing city, or even a city place in the world, and he began to be the first French bigger star, first European star to be exported to United States of America. And he was there, he began to be a teacher of Charlie Chaplin. Charlie Chaplin built his persona of Charlie based on observation and friendship with Max Linder. And then when he reached the really multinational, multimillionaire status, he really abused his body, had multiple accidents and so on, and he needed to come back to France and just have a rest. And then he fell in love with beautiful, too young, I would say, lady. And when everybody thought that he will be settled down in life with a beautiful lady, multimillionaire, and with a daughter 18 months old, him and her, they committed suicide after watching adaptation of Quo Vadis by Sienkiewicz, cutting their ribs and bled them to death. And that was on the 1st of November 1925. His jealous brother, once he received all films, over 300 films that he did in his career, of 20 years just, he took those films and destroyed it completely.
And there is even more drama to his life. We don't quite know whether it was really a suicide pact or because he was known to be so jealous, whether he killed his wife. Do you give an answer in your movie to that mystery?
I would say, of course, we will need to be inside of the suite where it happened. But I think I'm the person who, after Maud Linder, daughter of Max Linder, who passed away during making the film, but she had a fantastic life. She lived up to 92. Yeah, 92. So I think I am the second online, if I would say, to know what happened in life, in and death of Max Linder. So, of course, I give a clue, definitely what happened, why it happened. But it took me 8 years to find out what happened. And, it's a 100-minute long film, so I really would love to that people discover themselves.
And Maud famously was a guardian of her father's film heritage. Without her, she was a big advocate of her dad's work. And did you manage to speak to her during the 8 years of making of your movie?
Of course, it's not only I managed to speak to her. I was whole story about it because initially I was thinking making just documentary. I was thinking to make documentary straight to the TV. I've done quite a lot of documentaries for big TV channel Arte, quite famous for documentaries. So I proposed them, they accepted, and so on. We have some problem with one of our co-producers in French who just disappeared with some money. So then we kind of been pushed, especially me, in situation what to do next. And then I thought, well, let's go to meet this lady. And that was a huge adventure. She was like guardian of a chateau, what we call in French, which kind of, she wanted to know everybody about Max Linder, but nobody should touch Max Linder. She wanted to do only by herself everything. So on one side it was bad, on other side, it was good for me because nobody did the film about it. And somehow, I went through this chateau Maud Linder setup. Took me, I would say, 6 months being downstairs with the bouquet of flowers every second week. She didn't want to respond. Me, standing down for hours, and so on, so on, so on, so on. Her story was so incredibly rich and complex. That's why she was a peculiar person. But because I'm Polish, well, also French, but I'm Polish, so she remembered that she was very well admitted and treated by Miss of Culture when she comes to Krakow.
And you managed to charm her into spilling her family secrets. Did she also talk about how she was looked after Max Linder's jealous brother? Because I believe that she was taken away from her uncle, who is an abusive alcoholic as well. Did you sense that drama in her life, or was she quite a cheerful old lady?
Well, on one side, I went through, it's true, but it wasn't so easy. So I gradually built this connection with her, a trust, but then she passed away. So during this time, I got some information, but not everything what I wanted. But when she passed away, at that time already developed this idea of doing something else using artificial intelligence, which at that time nobody knew about that. So we started to use programs, learn this artificial intelligence to build characters from almost nothing and include insight. When she passed away, I learned by coincidence that actually she wrote something in her will or somehow passed, because I was called with the big foundation of Max Linder. By that time, president was Alain Delon, a famous actor. And they kind of invite me with editor to pass a weekend in Paris to be checked if we can be admitted with the old secret of Maud Linder. So we passed this bizarre weekend with those 13 people looking funny, I would say, and we passed at the end. We had access to the, his secret material. I mean, letters, to mother, to father, especially to mother, because he was in love with his mother. So on that side, I had the confirmation what we wanted to say, but at that time, we almost had film set, not completely, so it helped me. But her story was amazing because she was...
So we're still talking about Maud?
Yes. Yeah. Maud Linder's story was incredible because she was abducted by her grandmother from the mother's side and brought in the middle of UK, England exactly, and told that she's a boy. And she's not the daughter of Max Linder, and she's supposed to grow up there, being taught by Australian nurse, Nunu. When she was like, she told me that, I don't know, I can just tell you what she told me. She was about 12, 13, something like that. She said, well, maybe I'm not a boy, I'm a woman. And then she got that she's the daughter of Max Linder, famous Max Linder. So
but all of the drama and the abduction and the uncle, was there basically money in the family? Because Max Linder was the biggest of his time international film star. So was there a big legacy that this family was fighting over?
Of course, that was the money behind. Of course, he was multimillionaire. So on one side, there was a crash of culture between, or society culture between two families. They didn't get together. Maud Linder was telling me, because she was assigned by, officially saying, because that was how it was at that time, to the family of father. And then she was telling me that she was taking anything possible to just trying to make her grandmother from the father's side drop down and to be killed when she was walking down in her own house.
Could you just finally just describe a little bit more about your use of technology in your movie? Because, you know, it's big now, but you were one of the pioneers of using AI. So what your movie looks like, do we see bits of the actors from the silent movies playing themselves? How does it look like?
Absolutely, I will tell you. I will just jump one more thing because it is so interesting from my point of view. Maud Linder, once she knew about what happened, she went to see her uncle and convinced him to point out what happened with the films.
Okay.
And then he pointed out there. And that was in his garden. And when she got there, because he took out from the cans metal, and she just threw away cellular films, and all of them was destroyed completely.
So you didn't use those movies?
No, that's
that
why.
Material.
Exactly, that's why I mentioned that, because there's not a lot of films about Max Linder. So some of films, especially US, but not only US, sometimes one film there, here, somebody make copy, but the original, and myself went through ballistic, no? It just was destroyed. So you see, I went to see Daniel Chiński, professor who teach in Jerusalem University, and somebody told me, listen, there is some guy who makes something funny with a picture which nobody knew at the time, and he started to show me that we can actually make something from nothing. So that's brought me idea, all right, if we can make something from nothing, so then maybe we can take whatever we have and build the characters around, and that's how we started to kind of imagine what happened using, some background of archives.
Okay, so, Edward, I must stop you there, because what I don't want is for the viewers to get the whole technical side and the life story. It sounds absolutely extraordinary, and congratulations on making this movie.
Oh, but thank you very much. But I think by this technique, complex technique, which is at the end, developed now so much, we can use artificial intelligence almost in every moment. So I think that it makes open up something new, because usually we see artificial intelligence in the future of film, like fantasy world or science fiction.
And you went all the way back
exactly.
to Belle Epoque.
We can bring back to the present, and for no big budget, walk through the Paris. And you have feeling not is Brad Pitt walking through the Paris because that is studio, but literally physically we are in Paris with the true characters in 4K, super sound, 5.1 sound stereo double, etc., etc.
Sounds absolutely fantastic. And so, Edward, thank you so much for coming here.
Thank you.